All right, so 4th of July in Washington, D.C. was so amazing. If you've never watched any of my vlogs, I tend to take a yearly trip with my best friend to a variety of places. As of 2022, which is when this one was created, we have yet to go on international, but that's always in the cards. We just basically go by the vibes and what we're inspired to see or experience in regards to booking. So, this time around, we decided to take a lovely 6 a.m. flight to Washington, D.C. We decided on that one because just in case something happens, we have plenty of wiggle room for our arrival day. We love Southwest. We tend to fly Southwest so far. We both have experienced other airlines, but we both agreed that the Southwest is just the best for us. And then plus, since we plan on taking trips yearly, those reward points, add up. So why not? Like I said, we decided for the first time to take a 6 a.m. flight. We both agreed that that was just too early. We might go back to the 8 a.m. flights. Just no afternoon for us because, with things that could happen, we realized afternoon, evening flights are not for us, especially in regards to arrival days. But a 6 a.m. was just too early because we had to get up at like 3 a.m. to get to the airport, and it was just too much. In the past times we've gone to Washington D.C., we've taken Ubers and Lyfts from the airport to where we're staying. So this time around, we decided to take the metro, which was honestly super easy. Would I do it again? Yeah. It was not a bad way. It was not a bad, inexpensive way to get to our hotel. Like, as soon as we got off the train, our hotel was like maybe a 5-minute walk around the corner, which I loved. So on our arrival days, we tend to just like to explore. We don't really have a set itinerary. We just kind of say, hey, let's just go outside and see where we can find or end up. And this time around, we decided to just walk around and see what's up and get off a train in the area just to, feel the vibe. And we ended up at the Smithsonian of American History. One thing that I was naive about is that museums are always changing. One of my fears of returning back to Washington, D.C. was seeing the same old, and I was surprised in such a good way to see that a lot of the exhibits in the American History Museum had been updated and changed. We didn't really explore too long because if you've never been, fun fact, the museum's closed about 5:30, 6 o'clock, and we started exploring at like 4 o'clock. So we didn't really have a lot of time to explore the museum, but we just popped in just to, get some AC and get out of the sun. The great thing about our hotel that we stayed at, we lucked out on a beautiful deal considering we went to the 4th of July. We only paid $1,200 for 2 queens, and it was lovely suite with a great view, as you saw earlier in the video. And we were right down the street from the White House. So we really enjoyed that. Fun fact to know, if you decide to travel to Washington, D.C. around 4th of July, there's a lot of barricade and a lot of area space control, space control for their parades and a lot of the events they tend to have, which is something we did not know. So a lot of the monuments on that holiday were actually kind of closed off for how we interpret it, filming purposes, which was kind of a bummer. Another thing to know if you tend to try to travel to Washington, D.C. on the 4th of July is it is packed. People really show up for those fireworks. And if you're not really into crowds and all that like us, then I would advise not to go. But our hotel had a lovely rooftop bar, so we were able to see the fireworks from the rooftop, which was definitely a plus because we were able to just, mellow out with a drink or two, watch the fireworks, and then when the fireworks were done, instead of having to walk back to our hotel and deal with the crowds, we were able to just take an elevator to our floor. First timer for us, we decided to travel to the National Harbor, which is like a 15-minute lift from the White House area. It's like a 15-20-minute lift, which only costs about $20. The National Harbor area is really, really cute, really, really refreshing. They have like this cute little bar enclosed Ferris wheel ride that you can enjoy, which is what we did. They have a lot of restaurants and cute little shops. For all my book nerds out there, they have this beautiful bookstore called Mahogany Books that is like full of great books by African American writers. They have all types of genres such as sci-fi, romance, fiction, children's books, comic books. I really enjoy it. It was really cute, and they also do online orders. So if you just want to check it out, I would advise it. Another place that we went that was the first that was, I think, worth it was we finally got to experience Mount Vernon and see inside his home and learn the history. There's a little museum on the land as well, and you get to explore the grounds. One of the memorials I enjoyed that they actually had was a slave memorial. Like you really get to see how everything was run back in that time period. So that was kind of refreshing. Um, for how it looks on the outside versus the inside, you would think it was bigger, but it's not. So that's no spoiler. That is something that's not free. It costs, if I remember correctly, about a total of like 20 something dollars, $30 to visit Mount Vernon. The inside of the house, not the grounds. The grounds you can kind of roam for free, which I thought was cool. Another thing we experienced was the Van Gogh immersive experience. To be completely honest, I thought it was really, really cool. I thought it was really, really well done and neat. It was a first for me considering I call myself an artist, amateur artist, of course. But they have things that are interactive and they have things you can just enjoy. Honestly, just to be completely honest, we considering the fact we took the train, which was like a good 30-minute train ride to that area to visit it, for what we paid and for how much time we spent in it, I don't really see it being worth it. If we would have had a car, it would have been like a quick maybe 10-minute drive, 15-minute drive from where we were at to over to that area. But that's to each his own. It was a nice experience. I enjoyed it. I thought it was cute. So if you have a Van Gogh immersive experience in your area that you currently live in, I would say go check it out as long as you're not taking a 30-minute train ride. They had this cute little activity at the end where you got to pick one of his paintings and color it your own way, and then you got to put it up on the screen to see how it would look gallery perspective, which I thought was cute. So from there, we ended up taking the train to the Union Station area. Union Station is very interesting if you've never been. It's kind of like a massive mall slash, I would say massive mall, and it's just right off the outskirts of the Capitol. So it's a great place to, if you want to start your day with Union Station and then head over to the Capitol to experience that, it's cool. Another fun place that we decided to experience this time around was the Museum of the Bible. I'm not really religious, and neither is my best friend, but we're all about new experiences and just trying new things and just, being open to all types of education. Teachers love to learn. We got a lot out of it. It wasn't exactly, if I could explain it clearly, it wasn't like religious driven. It was purely just discussing the origins of the Bible, and it was very, very well done. It was very it wasn't focused on in a way Christianity, I guess you could say. It was purely just explaining the history of the Bible, where it came from, the translations, and why certain things were done in regards to its distribution. Another place that I love to go is the Portrait Gallery. They currently were going through a lot of renovations, which is, we kind of expected it to still be going through renovations considering, with COVID. There was a lot of, pauses on certain projects. So that was the thing. One last thing I love to tell people, whenever you're traveling, please try to experience new, fun, local restaurants. This one, I don't believe was local, but we tried, because it was right next to our hotel. It was called PJ Clark's, I think it was. That place was so good. The food was delicious. The staff was amazing. Like, we had a great meal, a great time. Another thing I like to do is experience new exhibits, and this one was at the, I always pronounce it wrong, the Hirshhorn. It's an art museum that is ever changing, but it's purely, art in all aspects of it. And this is one of the exhibits that were currently on display when we went. I love abstract. I love all kinds of impressionism, surrealism, cubism. I love all genres of art. And this place was so amazing. So done. Like, beautiful. I had such a great time. It inspired me so much. Like, after this trip, all I wanted to do was come home and sketch. So if you're an artist or just into experiencing art, I would say definitely check that place out. It's free of charge, but it is busy. Like, we got there right when they opened, and there was a line almost wrapped around the building. So if you want to check it out, definitely get there when they open. And if they have a special exhibit like they did and we did not know, definitely look online to try to get the time tickets, because for certain special exhibits, they do require timed entrances. And then also, don't forget you're on vacation. So don't forget to have a night or a day before you leave where you can just relax, chill, and giggle. So that's kind of my update on Washington, D.C. So if you haven't been, I still say check it out. It's still super inexpensive. It's still full of fun and learning, and just so many things you can try and step out of the box and just have a good time. As always, thank you for watching, and I hope this inspires you to just get up and take the trip. Don't forget to subscribe.
Keep it low key, keep it softly spoken, with no strings tying you to